Well, happy Memorial Day and hope you are doing well. We want to continue our coverage today in the Bryan Kohberger case. Several tweets this morning coming from Jennifer Coffendorfer that I want to share with you, including a really interesting article from an award winning journalist on the background of Bryan Kohberger. And so I want to share that with you. I think it's going to be something that's really intriguing. The first tweet's just about the upcoming schedule. I know it might be a little bit confusing keeping up with all the dates of everything going on. We have gag orders, we have hearings, we have discovery hearings, we have the actual trial. So this just makes it really easy to understand. June 9th, in the Bryan Kohberger case, there will be the non dissemination order hearing, as well as the decision regarding the use of cameras in the courtroom. Obviously, we want there to be cameras in the courtroom. I mean, come on. June 27th, hearing, and this is involving the discovery and the motion to compel the production of evidence. And that's something that we've covered extensively and will continue to cover as more information about that comes out. And then October 2nd, that trial date set. One of the interesting things that someone pointed out to me via email was if that trial starts October 2nd, the defensive came out and said they think it will last about 6 weeks. 6 weeks after October 2nd is about November 13th when the murders took place. What's the sick irony in that? Jennifer Coffendorfer's predictions: gag order will remain in place, but it will be elevated to a higher court. The issue, meaning the Supreme Court can then rule on it. Cameras, live streaming, televised proceedings won't be allowed. It's probably a pretty fair takeaway, although I wish they would be allowed. The trial won't take place in October. Look for continuance after continuance for 2 to 4 years if Bryan Kohberger doesn't plead. Just predictions. We shall see. Golly. Trial delays to 2025. Golly. That's not the news I wanted to hear. Okay. Here's another one from Jennifer Coffendorfer involving the car. She had tweeted all the way back on January 14th saying, let's talk about the probable cause affidavit holes. The prosecution will have to explain the FBI expert's incorrect ID of the Elantra and the nationwide search for the wrong car. The case could have been solved quicker with the correct ID. An honest error, she says, but looks bad. And then so she's following up on her tweet from a couple of months ago. She said, months ago, I spoke of the piece of evidence from the probable cause affidavit the defense would likely exploit as exculpatory. Law enforcement originally had their sights on that 2011 to 2013 Elantra. Kohberger obviously had a 2015. She said, below is a photo of each. Experts make mistakes. Experts will easily be able to explain what he saw that initially made him believe the car was a video on the video, a different model. So let's just look at the difference. Okay. Um, Instantly, just by the Hyundai front, there's just one little swoop under the Hyundai logo. There's two on this one. So I'm guessing that this is the newer version of the car. You can see that front grille here is a white bumper and then three things. It's plastic on that. But I also wonder if it depends on which model of Hyundai Elantra you would have gotten, if it would depend on if that's white, if that's rubber, all that kind of stuff. So I think all that stuff's really important for sure. Well, I want to share with you guys this article. Here's the way Jennifer Coffenaffer puts it. She says, um, attached is a story from award-winning journalist Thomas Volshow. She said, he and I wrote it some months ago regarding Bryan Kohberger. For those just learning about the case, thought it would provide good background. For those who know the case inside and out, it is a good refresher. Looking forward to your thoughts. So, hey, let's take a look at this. Kohberger's past, this is the title, may shed light on how he allegedly committed the murders of the four students by Thomas Volshow and Jennifer Coffendorfer. Clues from the accused killer Bryan Kohberger's past may shed light on unanswered questions about the brutal killings of four University of Idaho students. Kohberger is the suspect in the November 13th slaying of Madison, Kaylee, Xana, and Ethan. Kohberger himself, a PhD student in criminology at Washington State University, was arrested on December 30th. Authorities laid out their charges in early January in a probable cause affidavit that has now been made public. Kohberger is accused of stabbing the four students with a fixed blade knife, and authorities recovered a knife in a sheath from the crime scene with a button snap that had male DNA that matched Brian Kohberger's. The outlet, obtained records from Kohberger's past job as a security guard in the Pennsylvania school district, where friends say he once himself was the target of bullies. So between 2016 and 2021, according to district records, Kohberger returned to the school district he once attended, this time as a security guard. In August of 2016, Kohberger was hired as a casual security officer after working for several months as a substitute custodian and substitute courier for the Pleasant Valley School District. Kohberger graduated high school in the district in 2013. Now, Pleasant Valley School District's office security is organized like a small police department with a chief and a senior officer that display badges, carry firearms, drive Ford Explorer police cruisers. In 2018, Kohberger switched from casual to part time security officer, according to the files obtained by us. A compensation document from the school security department specifies that casual employees provide mostly event coverage and work 20 or fewer hours, while part time employees work 20 to 35 hours per week. As part of his employment, the district obtained an FBI background check and a Pennsylvania State Police criminal background check as required of all employees according to the hiring checklist. For Kohberger, a certificate indicates that he fulfilled the training requirements of school employees and mandated reporters of suspected child abuse, according to a record in his employment file obtained by us under Pennsylvania's right to know law. Here's the hiring checklist. Bryan Kohberger, FBI, check. Child abuse, check. I-9, check. Current, check. Act 24, check. Act 168, check. Health record, check. W-4, check. Blank, check. Check. Sent to Kathy Franklin, check. Technology form, check. Kohberger was not issued a badge, according to a page in his employment files. Rather, like other part time security that works at the school, he was issued a jacket, long sleeve shirt, short sleeve shirt, polo shirt, pants, and boots. Records show he was issued size 13 boots between 2016 and 2020. In the probable cause affidavit referencing the Idaho murder scene, police reported finding an imprint of a Vans style sneaker, but did not indicate what size shoe the imprint may have come from. Such forensic evidence may prove important at Kohberger's criminal trial. You guys can see here uniform and equipment issue, boot size 13, shirt size extra large, pants 34 by 32, jacket size extra large. In 2018, Kohberger was involved with other security officers in a medical emergency situation involving a hall monitor where Kohberger was called upon to retrieve AED machine, as reported in the Pocono record at the time. Another security officer, Luis Fuentes, and several others performed CPR, helping save the hall monitor's life before an ambulance arrived. Now, both of Kohberger's parents also worked for the Pleasant Valley School District. Kohberger's father worked in a maintenance position before retiring in 2019, and his mother worked as a paraprofessional in the district, according to the Board of Education records. On his initial November 2015 job application, Kohberger listed he had heard about the job from a relative. Kohberger resigned from his school security position in June 2021. While no reason was given for the resignation, he signed a form indicating he was resigning voluntarily. You guys can see his handwriting's not the best down there, dated July 8th, 2021. Employee signature, Bryan C. Kohberger, but this was effective Tuesday, June 2022, June 22nd, 2021. I decided to resign freely and voluntarily. No one forced me. I understand this resignation is irrevocable. Also notable on the application was Kohberger's law enforcement training experience he received during his stint at the Monroe Career and Technical Institute. He claimed knowledge in how to patrol and do basic security procedures from my year in law enforcement. The school offers a criminal justice program for aspiring police officers that teaches patrol procedures and skills such as traffic and crowd control, basic legal principles, and how to handle emergency situations. But perhaps some of Kohberger's disclosed past employment experience, unrelated to law enforcement, may also provide hints concerning the murders of the four students where they're stabbed to death in their apartment. In this application, Kohberger listed a job as a fish cutter for several months at the Brown Fish and Pay Lakes while he was a high school student. Describing this type of work, he said, I cut the fish to the specifications of the customer. He reported that he worked there between March and October and listed his reason for leaving as seasonal employment. However, the owner of Big Brown Fish, Charles Conklin, reached by phone Tuesday, said Kohberger was only on the books for 4 months in 2011. And at the time, one of Kohberger's sister was dating a manager there who recommended they hired him. The owner said they pride themselves on hiring local kids and helping make a positive contribution in the community. Of Kohberger, Conklin said he never warmed up and got friendly. Most kids that work here we consider family. They trained him in cutting raw fish using an industry standard flexible filleting knife, but he did not progress to the point where they would let him work directly with customers. It was clear early on that Kohberger was not a good fit for the job. He was withdrawn and didn't show improvement. On learning that Kohberger was the suspect in the Idaho quadruple homicide case, the owner said he was appalled to hear it because he was from the community. He said, wish you could have mentored a kid like that. Many other kids start out shy and become friendly. During his high school years, Kohberger wrote that he trained as a boxer at the Jesse Harris boxing gym. Harris, who now teaches at the Northampton Community College, developed a method called aerobic kickboxing that helps people lose weight. Kohberger wrote on his job application, I lost 130 pounds at age 15 into age 16 while attending school at PVHS and MCTI. I believe this is proof I have the required dedication to be successful. Apparently, Kohberger seemed to have continued this penchant for physical fitness in later years. While a graduate student at Washington State University as recently as August 2022, Kohberger posted on a GPS tracking fitness app a sub 6 minute mile run on campus at 12:45 a.m. Interspersed with his schooling and employment stints are apparent financial struggles faced by his parents. Federal bankruptcy court records show his parents filed bankruptcy in 2010, had been underwater in their mortgage and owing substantial sums on credit cards. In July 2011, Koberg appears to have referred to his family's financial difficulties in his online posting, saying, I'm moving out of my house. My last holidays were already lived, but where was I? The last holiday in my house, the house I grew up in, the house I once contributed to, the house I once felt at home in, is past. The financial situation paints a picture of a young man balancing schoolwork with part time jobs. On his job, Pleasant Valley School District application, Kohberger referenced his father, who worked for the district at the time, stating, I do HVAC with my father. It's a side job here and there. It's allowed me to have periods of unemployment. I'm going to need more income now due to the fact that I have a lot of responsibilities and utilities. He noted that he was capable of doing pipe work and that he learned these skills from his father. In a prior 2011 online posting about his visual snow, Kohberger referenced his mistreatment of his father, writing, I think about my father, what a good man he was, how I treat him like dirt. I have this condition and I can't take it. To this point, during a car stop by an Indiana State Police before his arrest, Kohberger hushes his father during questioning by the officer. Other hints on Kohberger's application seem to indicate that Kohberger may have been a night owl. On his school security job application, Kohberger reported working overnight shifts for 4 months, both as a meat wrapper in the produce department at local BJ's Whole House Club. As a teen, he posted on a message board about his late nights. He said, I remember when I was 15, I would wander alone at 2 a.m. Everything was so generic. Nowhere felt like home. I saw things that were not there, a different reality, talking about visual snow. In the probable cause affidavits accusing Kohberger of the murder, investigators estimate the deadly attacks occurred between 4 to 4:25 a.m. Prior to his arrest, investigators surveilling Kohberger in Pennsylvania observed him at 4 a.m. throwing trash from his parents' house into the neighbor's bin. CNN reported citing a law enforcement source. Although described as shy and withdrawn by some, at age 17, Kohberger may have exhibited promise as a public speaker. He listed on his school security job application that he was the District 11 Skills USA Regional Champion in 2011 for extemporaneous speaking. And in extemporaneous speaking contest, students are assigned a topic with minimal preparation or given 3 to 5 minute speech to their assigned topic. I did not know that he did that. That's news to me. While working as a school security guard, Kohberger also attended college. He resumed his study at Northampton Community College in 2016 and May 2018 graduated with an associate degree in psychology. In 2019, he made the dean's list at DeSales as an undergraduate and finished his undergraduate degree there in June 2020. Between 2020 and 2022, he completed a master's degree in criminal justice at DeSales. Part of his master's thesis was required to complete a capstone project and write a master's thesis. Social media posts indicate he attempted to recruit criminals via Reddit and query them about their feelings before, during, and after the crime. A representative from DeSales had access to the unpublished master's thesis, was prevented by federal education policies. It's likely that prosecutors have obtained a copy. Some of this information from his past may provide prosecutors with circumstantial evidence of a night owl versed in rudimentary police security and patrol procedures, with some job experiences using sharp edge cutting instruments, and a man who may have been in good enough physical shape to allegedly commit the homicides. His defense might focus on potential mental health issues suggested by his online postings. Recent filings in Kohberger's case have involved the issuance of non dissemination orders due to the intense public interest in the case and the rampant online speculation. The first preliminary hearing dates in the case are scheduled for late June. Guys, that's a heck of an article. Several things that were sticking out to me that I hadn't been able to pay attention to before. I didn't know that. I knew that he had ran a mile, but I didn't realize how recently he was able to run a sub 6 miles fast. I mean, that's fast. So he's out running a mile very quickly. And he was a part of the kickboxing class. I wasn't aware of that. So, a couple of things just as I read that, but the rest of it I felt like was a really good refresher for us to be able to pay attention to, and certainly reminds us of things that I think we forgot about. So I really appreciate this article. Thank you guys for watching. I'd love to know your comments down in the comment section of what you think. Also, I want to let you know we're totally crowdfunded, which means we can't do what we do unless people like you come alongside and support us. And so I'm going to extend an invitation for you today to support us through PayPal, which is Tyler Feller, Cash App, $ Tyler Feller 22, or Venmo, which is at Tyler-Feller. Hey, thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.